in your hand to define me. I'm defining myself before you can define me, so that I can place myself in your mind where I want you to be. So that's very important. So the whole goal of identifying your purpose is that you can clearly be able to define and label yourself based on how you want to be perceived, because your perception will determine your subscription. Oh, come on now. I think let me calm down. All right, but your perception will determine your subscription. Everybody's going to subscribe to you based on the perception they have of you. So it's very, very important that you put that right label that you want people to have. For example, someone sees Chimamanda Adichie, what comes to your mind first? Writer, right? Someone sees someone like Burna Boy, what they come to your mind? Singer, Afrobeat singer, right? Because he has presented himself that way, he has labeled himself that way, and that way, you understand, you define yourself based on that. And also in attaining clarity is that you speak things that are not as though they were. So you want to be a billionaire. Oh, first black or multi-billionaire in the world. Yes, and it might sound crazy, but keep saying it, my brother. That's how you're going to get there, because clarity has a strong nexus with faith. So what you want to achieve, or what you want to become, or what you want to create, you have to consistently say and label yourself by. Now, moving from labeling and arrangement, also understanding your why also has to do with understanding the purpose behind things, the purpose of things. I call it the purpose of things, the reason behind things. Now, there are three major things that bring this to mind. I call them knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Now, you see, these three things, in attaining clarity, you have to befriend them closely, because these three things will be able to help you define how you achieve or you even navigate with clarity and life generally. So come closer, let's share. One, I start with knowledge. Knowledge is the acquisition of information. Every time you acquire information, like now what I'm sharing with you is knowledge. Knowledge is that every time you're in school, every time you're reading a book, knowledge is the acquisition of information. Like you're acquiring information. But that doesn't necessarily stop there, because information does not necessarily change you or help you to be effective and fulfilled. You can have so much information and not know what to do with it. And you can see that littered all across our schools, our institutions. People know a lot of things that they don't even know how to. And sorry to say, our professors in our universities, forgive me, we see a lot of them teach things that they've never practicalized for one day. Because why? Knowledge in itself does not change you. It is what you do with the knowledge that you have that changes you, which leads me to the next thing. After you have information, which is knowledge, the acquisition of information, next thing now is the understanding. Understanding is how to use the information that you have acquired, knowing how to use it, knowing how to utilize it. So the whole idea of clarity is moving you not just from a place of acquiring information, but moving you to a place of wisdom, which I'm going to come to. But first, you must go through understanding. So I have information, I have knowledge. How do I use the information that I have? How do I, even for a trainer, I want to give people information. I have to also factor in how they are going to utilize this information that they've gotten. Because that's why I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not a motivational, I will just excite you. I teach you how to utilize what I am saying. Because most times, most motivational teachers will say things that are exciting. They will spike up your dopamine. But after that, you just leave that place and you don't even know what to do with what you've heard. So the whole important idea of a coach is that after you are taught, you are empowered with the knowledge you have to utilize what you've been taught. Oh, come on, I feel like I'm talking like a pastor. So after I now understand this, now, okay, I have gotten this information. How do I use the information? How do I use, for example, most of us, we have relationships. How do I use this relationship? What is the purpose of this relationship? I remember I was talking to a girl recently on a clarity session. Me and I were sharing a few things. She was one of my clients. And one of the things I was sharing is that, okay, this relationship you're in now, do you understand your purpose in the relationship and the purpose of relationship to you? Because it's a two-way street. There is a reason why you're in this relationship. There's a value you have to give and there's a value you have to receive. And there are certain things that you might be identified as concerns that might just be a problem that you were put there to solve. And I'm not just saying that every bad relationship or toxic thing is that you are there to solve it. No. But some things that we might define as toxic, could it be that those things we are there so that we can solve them? The only reason why we're even identifying them in the first place is because it's a problem that we're created to solve. Right? So I remember that's what makes you valuable and useful, because you're only useful to the degree of solutions that you bring to the table. So after you've understood information, right, you move from understanding. The next thing is now application of the information or the understanding that you have received. So first I acquire information, I understand how to use it, then I use it. Wisdom is the application of the understanding that you have. Wisdom is an active word. The Bible says that her children, they are known, wisdom is known by her children. That's what the Bible says. Wisdom is known by her children. That means the only way you can know wisdom is that it's in its application. That means you see wisdom being played out. So you cannot say someone is wise and you can't apply their wisdom. So the whole goal of clarity is being able to acquire information, right? Wow, I feel like I'm cooking good food right now. Acquire information, knowing how to use the information, and actually applying the information. So my goal as a clarity coach is to empower you to have information, know how to use this information by what I'm sharing, but most importantly, see you using the information, which is wisdom. So get you from a place of knowledge to a place of wisdom. So we're about to dish out some knowledge to help you drive wisdom. You get me? Get it.
So it's very important that being able to utilize knowledge, you can effectively use this knowledge you have, because it's not just the knowledge you have, it is what you do with the knowledge. The utilization of knowledge, and then having the right information that you need for time. Because also your understanding of your purpose would determine the quality and type of information that you get. Especially in this age where we're in an information age, you put on your phone, you put on the TV, you open a book. There are so many books out there. There are so many articles out there. There are so many online content out there that are trying to preach to you, sell an information to you, sell something to you in terms of knowledge acquisition. But it's important that your purpose drives you to select the information that you need. So for example, now I'm not a doctor, right? I won't be going online to read content on medical issues, except for something that maybe is affecting a loved one. I want to get more information about an area, right? But that will be my natural default, and I will not be doing myself very good if I spend most of my time reading medical content when it's not my forte or my focus area in terms of my purpose and what I'm aiming at. So it's important that we're not just jack of all trades and master of none. Is that we also understand per time what I need to read, what I need to know or acquire to be able to propel me to act in line with where I'm going. So back to what we're talking about. Now, clarity is not a long-term haul. It's a consistent short-term pursuit. So clarity is not that, oh, I know what I'm going to do in the next 10 years. Anybody that tells you that is lying, because you can't actually know what's going to happen in the next 10 years. You can only have an idea, you can forecast. But clarity is that you wake up today and tell yourself, I know the things I want to do today. These are the steps I'm going to take. These are the steps I'm going to take for the next 1 week. And these are what I think. These are things I want to achieve. And then even in taking those steps, there are things that probably you didn't contemplate that will come up. But based on the structures you put in place, you can stay on track with your plan and your goal.